Qualifying now underway for the PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Championship, the penultimate round, round 14 in Mexico. Joining me in the commentary box this evening for qualifying, Sonny Wilson. Good evening, Sonny.
Great to have me here.
Great to have you here, is it?
Yep.
Big
shout out to everyone who wants to join us in the comments as we're at round 14 of the PS Pacific Open Tier 1.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The chance for Will, 92 in the Ferrari, to clinch the championship. One round out from the finale. He just needs to finish 30 points ahead of the nearest man. It's Grimmy. Clinch that championship and it'll all be done and dusted.
But we will have to be lucky if he wants to win that championship, because Grimmy will have to finish out of the points or retire.
Well, not necessarily. He does. Will, for those watching on at home, not aware of the point situation, Will is 55 points ahead currently. So I think he just needs to finish basically 5 points ahead of It's Grimmy this race, if my maths are correct. And if you're watching at home or wherever you're tuning in from, in the comments, and we do make an error, by all means, feel free to pick us up on that one. But yeah, I think he only needs to usurp It's Grimmy by 5 points this time out, and it will be all done and dusted as far as the championship's concerned. Would be a worthy winner. Will, 6 wins under his belt so far this season from 13 rounds. He's certainly been the most consistent, and a shout out to It's Grimmy's consistency as well. Only the 2 wins this season, but still keeping the champion. Did we just see contact on screen? Did Banana Cake Pie just run up the back of Karma? I think he might have.
Karma has had 1 win at USA and is on 195 points. Of course, needs to add 101.
Well, I don't think he's going to add 101 with 2 races to go, mate.
No.
But want to be some like Michael Massey style intervention to make that happen. But as we see, Buster set the first lap of the day with a 1:19.4. Gavin Arnold joining us in the comments. Grimmy's just come back from Melbourne. Did anyone tell him the Grand Prix was actually about 3 weeks ago? Not just gone? Oh, so.
And I think that was Grimmy just pulling off. As Gavin Arnold says, struggling with setup tonight.
And yes, Snickers Bud has departed the session by the looks of that one too. Better get some statistics and maps up on the track, whatnot, and we'll see. We'll get him. Oh, Grimmy's out of control! He's going to go back into the fence there.
Of course, he is struggling with the setup.
Yeah, Gavin Arnold let us know. He looks to certainly. I suppose without letting us know, we could have seen that. That was quite a, I want to call it an amateur mistake, but I think Grimmy's better than that. Still getting the wobblers on. He'll just pop out of the way of the oncoming AlphaTauri before he heads back to the for any possible repairs. We better find a driver on a fast lap. Did Karma go again? Looks like he did. So we might stick with the Red Bull driver for now, yet to post a time. 5 times up on the board already, with Scotty leading the way. He's half a second quicker than Deputy Dilldog as it stands. Still 12 minutes 40 left in the session.
You're certainly right, as poor old Scotty, he might not do too well. But saying that Mexico isn't as hard as Imola, the tricky Toza, tricky Aquaminerale, and the tricky Rabazzas.
As we say that, Karma cuts the corner at turn 7. Stewart's onto that, invalidating that lap in a heartbeat. So, no love so far for the Red Bull driver. as 10 Sandals pops his Alfa Romeo into the top spot with a 1:14.9. First into the 1:14s, PRL Saint 3/10 adrift now with a 1:15.3.
As he's just gone past the Spiral and the S. Moises Solana, if I pronounce that right.
So we'll check in with, my name is Jeff, but his lap invalidated as well. Teammate Twitch Liddy is going to have a crack at it. He's just making his way down to turn 4, right through 5, and then slow it right down for turn 6.
As the Mercedes goes wide.
Quite an interesting structure of corners, this track. I mean, you have some of the slowest corners on the calendar in the likes of turn 6 and then the stadium section in turn 13. But then, contrary to that, the cars do reach quite a top speed down the start-finish straight, hitting roughly 360 down there, depending on setups and whatnot. That's certainly in the F1 real world anyway.
Saying that it's one of the longest straights on the calendar as you just exit to a Spiral to S. Moises Solana.
Yeah, exactly right. We speak of that start-finish straight. We watch Jeff go down it. Not going to hit those speeds on this game. You'll see him peaking out at about 315. So Jeff makes his way down into turn 4 and 5.
Into 6, Hawkwilla. I used to call it the steering dead zone. That's nothing after all. As here he comes down to the S's.
Fastest sections of the track as far as the corners are concerned, and he's just never quite looked in control of that one, the Alpine driver, so that lap is invalidated now, and we shall, I guess, move on to another driver, see how we can find Sonny. Maybe he can take us around for a lap with the Deputy Dilldog.
So into the first corner, Spiral and S. Moises Solana as we approach 4 and 5. Brakes quite good braking as he approaches the very short straight down to Hawkwilla. That should be turn 6 and 7, as there's a very tiny straight. As we head into the S's.
So I'm just going to cut you off there, Sonny. Sorry, but it looks like Will is out of the session. This is quite the development. The Ferrari driver, looking to sew up the championship this round, now out of the session and yet to set a time. He could find himself starting 16th and last. This is absolute scenes in qualifying.
Yeah, so
what do you think about that?
Yeah, that is crazy as we have Deputy Dilldog coming in to the pit. No worries about interrupting that lap as he just went into the stadium talking about who has retired, as we are with It's Grimmy coming into small straight into Hawkwilla, which should be 6 and 7 because there's that small straight you can see.
Yeah, It's Grimmy now. The ball's in his court. If Will's out of the session and It's Grimmy can put in a good time. Oh, that looked a bit out of shape there. Will he hang on to this? He does. Not sure how quick it'll be though. But yes, if he can hang on to this time, or get in a good time at least in the session, still just over 7 minutes, he could be, I don't want to say it, but a possible chance of reigning in that points gap, maybe taking again, you don't want to say it out loud, but maybe taking the championship fight through to the last round. And as I say that, pops his Ferrari into top spot with a 114.7.
Sorry to cut you off, just as a note, he's got DRS through the straight as he is on low fuel.
So it's Grimmy leading the way now, just as he needed to do. The man out in front in the championship, his main rival and teammate, Will 92. I mean, it's Will 921 there. I've just sort of stuck with that name at the moment. But yeah, big opportunity here for Grimmy.
Big, massive opportunity. A whale of an opportunity, should I say, as Wheel with 10 sandals for Quilla looks like a popular spot to have drivers with.
And if there's one man that's going to have something to say about those, or a possible race win, it's this man, 10 sandals. Biggest improver in the last few rounds. Doing pretty well. So, oh, he's on!
He has retired!
Session over for the Alfa Romeo driver. He won't be improving on his 114.9. Day done. But with that lap in the bank, might be a good chance to still start up pretty high on the grid. As I was about to say before he threw it off, by geez, he got well wide too, to hit the fence way out there. As I was about to say, he has been the biggest improver in the last few rounds. The word was he's gone from controller to steering wheel. Someone may need to clarify that for me, but it's shown big improvements, whatever he's done, as he did compete for the win in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. And look, if he can stay up high on the grid come race time, I have little doubts he might be competing for a win here as well.
As we've got Nick Sim in the comments, Grim muscles.
the big muscle arm. Is that your arm, Sonny? Looks
probably.
Like... No, just no sweat. That's my arm, he says. As we watch Drow in the halves punching through that fast middle sector. Sector 2. One of the favourites. It has to be one of the favourite sectors on the entire calendar, surely. You can lose so much time, but when you nail it, you just feel right.
As he is steaming the guts out of that horse, coming out of the stadium into one of our longest straights on the calendar. Maybe not as long as one of my favourite tracks, Germany. Which is very annoying because they don't have it on the calendar.
Yes, that is a bit of a shame. Didn't improve on his time. Drow stays 12th on a 1:16.4. As we look down on Banana Cake Pie. Oh, he's going to come into the pits. Smashes the bollard out of the way. He says, get out of the way. I'm coming into the pits.
Yeah, jinx bollard.
Dear, oh dear. So we got a few now heading out. Oh, sorry. Jeff heading in. Drow comes in. Karma will go for a hot lap. Now, there's got to be more time in that Red Bull. We know it, surely. As we watch him take that really wide entry into turn 1. What can the Red Bull driver do? Karma approaching, or going into Sector 2 now, out of the slow, I don't know what you call that section. It's sort of like an early stadium section, not as stadium-y as the second lot. Here he goes through the fast corners. Can he nail him? Oh, he does. That car sticking to the road. No invalidations. This lap did briefly purple it. All got a little bit ragged. Through the entry to the stadium. Here we go now, round the last corner. has to be improving in this time, no doubt about that one. 13th will now become first. Oh, 1:14.744 by a mere hundredth. Karma goes to top spot. Cracking lap.
Oh yeah, that was just whipping the guts out of that Red Bull. Same, which is pretty much the same as steaming the guts out of that Red Bull, as we were on board with, well, not on board, but broadcast with PRL Saint.
Oh, and he's invalidated the lap. That'll be it.
PRL Aussie, so we've got 2 PRLs.
As we say hello to, we didn't say hello earlier, to the mighty Wombat, and also joining us, G-Force F1. Go with boy, my co-commentator's quite young. Don't want him getting kicked out of school repeating your name, mate. And Kyle Dyer, hello Kyle. Adams Trip Reports joins us as well. Tent Sandals from the grave. Hello, Tent Sandals. Now, Sonny, we might tune in with Grimmy as the clock ticks down. This is going to be the Ferrari's driver last chance to snatch that pole time off the Red Bull driver. Sonny, take us for a lap.
As we're heading down the long straight, you can clearly see it long as he is roasting 8th gear into a spiral. A spiral we go. S. Moises Solana. Up the curved straight. As we come to 4 and 5, I'll just call it chicane. The curved chicane. As he heads through the small straight for the 2 4-wheeler turns. Saying that Drow is retired, as we're back with Grimmy now. So, apparently, Grimmy steaming on 6th, now finally 7th here, as he is roasting that Ferrari.
Into the stadium section, and that's the session done, no more time left.
But Grimmy could still nudge one more time here, as that was maybe Carmen getting out of the way, as Grimmy storms down the straight. Can he get it?
He's got it!
He's got it!
Oh, wow. He does it by less than a tenth.
A 1:14.691. Astonishing for Grimmy.
What a qualifying session we've just witnessed. This has been fantastic.
As that Williams of Kick-On is completely wrecked. I don't know why.
No luck for the Williams driver, and that'll be all she wrote. The standings will stay as is. Grimmy, clutch lap. We rode it the whole way with him. Oh, wow. And just ahead of Karma, as I said, less than his 10th. Sandals banked an important lap, will still start at the lead of the second row.
As Scotty has just retired, and we've got Nick Sim, never in doubt, and Adam's Trip Report. Great lap, probably about Grimmy, right at the death.
What did Adam's Trip Report say there?
Right at the death, bloody hell.
It was quite the session. There he is, the man. That picture sort of tells the story. Relieved to just get that one home. 1:14.7 for Grimmy. Pips Karma by about half a second. Tent Sandals 1:14.9. And then a little bit more drift. PRL Saint 1:15.2. PRL Aussie 1:15.5. Similarly for Scotty. Banana Cake Pie Buster with 1:15.7. And rounding out the 4th row of the grid. Banana Cake Pie Buster rounding out the 4th row of the grid with the 1:15.7. So we'll take this opportunity to have a very quick break. By geez, if you go anywhere after this break, you've got rocks in your heads. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. Here we go, grid coming round. Oh, sorry, drivers coming round to the grid. Thank you for joining us, wherever you're tuned in from. Bear with me here too, technical difficulties. Okay, we're back. Hope you got us loud and clear. Just in time for the beginning of the penultimate round of the championship, the PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Championship. When those lights go out, we are underway. This is Will 92's big chance to seal the championship tonight from the back of the grid, but he's got to get this past this lot first as they go tearing down to the first corner. It's Grimmy, Karma, side by side but well apart. Who's going to take the initiative? It's going to be Grimmy. He'll take the lead, a much needed lead. Karma's stuck back there battling with Tent Sandals in third. Held his spot after leaving qualifying very early. Now they go dueling their way down to turn 4, jockeying for position in the background there. You can see Grimmy's already tearing away from the Red Bull. And they're going to get through here pretty safely, I think. They're doing it in 2x2s like the animals onto Noah's Ark. This is pretty good. Might get through a full lap here without incident. Hopefully I haven't put the jinx on the field there as they go through the fast section now. Look further down the field, the leaders still making their way through. Grimmy from Karma, 10 Sandals in third, PRL Saint not far away in fourth, looking for a piece of the action, looking to pick up any spills that might happen. Here's a duel now, this rest of the pack here from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Their way past PRL, Aussie, better check in with the AlphaTauri driver. Worth noting, Will back there in the Ferrari, the man we've got to keep an eye on. Yes, there is a nose change for Scotty already. Will 92 in the Ferrari, championship leader. He went from 16th to 11th on the first lap. Great start for the Ferrari driver. Remember, just needs to finish 5 points ahead of this man on screen. It's Grimmy to clinch the championship here in Mexico. So we'll go another lap before DRS becomes involved in the race. As we look at the rest of the field now, there's an Alpine back there taking position. Oh, he's actually not sort of with us technically. It's like they're whipping past Twitch, essentially departed the race. Going to have to now, heading into the last corner. Watch out for Will 92, right on your case back there. I think the Ferrari driver's got a bit of a better line coming through that final corner. Tucks in under the gearbox of the Williams, picks up the slipstream. How's that going to go once he pulls out though? Doesn't. Hits that wall of air. He wants to... And does. Needs to keep his nose clear. He's got a championship to think about. Doesn't really want it going down to the last round. If you can just pick up some points. Tell you what, Drow's not going to make it too easy for him. I think that Haas might be lacking a bit of the top end speed going by setup, but seem to stick it through the slow corners pretty well. Oh, the fast corners are the issue for him, and bangs it nose first into the concrete, and that'll bring out the virtual safety car. Oh, he lasted all of 2.5 laps, and that Haas became too much of a handful through the fastest section. Looks like I'm out a bit. Try and get that sorted. Alright, hopefully you can hear me more loud and clear now, but I think maybe not. Alright, DRS enabled now on lap 4. Virtual safety car done and dusted with as we go down the field. Twitch Liddy, I think, is just past Miller, who is another one that may not be with us. It was Twitch Liddy before, actually. Maybe Twitch Liddy still. I don't know if those two are on autopilot or what. I think, did we just go past Jeff? He was dueling with Keekon before, was he not? Okay, we're having some sound issues apparently. I can sort of see it on my screen feedback. Towards turn 4, takes a spot from Keekon, I think once more. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. I think someone's run wide back there. Either way, regardless of what's happening further down the field, Will making his way past his rivals, inching closer to the Ferrari. This man gets Grimmy. Karma's still right there in second now with DRS enabled, and the man behind him, PRL Saint, with DRS of his own and a slipstream to boot. Can he whiz past the Red Bull, who's going to try and go past? It's Grimmy for the lead around the outside into turn 1. Doesn't quite do it. Brakes burning hot under duress as he slammed that brake pedal on. He's going to have another crack through turn 4. Gets well ahead now with the assistance DRS. Grimmy's going to try and stick it though up the inside. They rub wheels. Oh, the Ferrari feeling very punchy today. Holds that spot, holds that lead, and PRL Saint goes into second. Tense Sandals now waiting there in the wings in fourth, trying to swoop on any crumbs that get left behind. For the Alfa Romeo driver, it's Grimmy will hold it for now through the faster sections. PRL Saint closing in though. That Mercedes looking pretty good through the fast corners. Here they go down now in towards the stadium section. Turn 12, the right-hander entering the grandstands. And look how close. How good is it to see the top 4 in the race all in the one shot? Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, Alfa Romeo. We got an Aston Martin in 5th. 5 different constructors in the top 5 as we watch PRL Saint close in on it. Grimmy is forced to the outside as the Ferrari moves to defend. The Red Bull's right there sniffing out a piece of the action. The Mercedes, too much speed in the high speed areas of the track. He just goes past cleanly before the first corner, and just like that we have a new race leader. Here goes Karma now back to the outside. It's a repeat of lap 6 on lap 7. Who's going to win out this time? He sticks it in a little further this time, does Karma, and snatches second spot from the Ferrari driver. So just like that, in a matter of corners, Grimmy goes from 1st to 3rd. Now has to deal with Tense Sandals, the Alfa Romeo driver there in 4th, right behind him. Still the top 4 all in the one shot. Good to see. PRL Saint has not managed to open up enough of a lead to get himself outside DRS range. Karma's going to flip that rear wing open and try and close in on the Mercedes driver. The speed won't be enough to help him get through by turn 1, but he's certainly going to close right up on the back of the Mercedes. Look at the difference it makes. Grimmy's still right there in third. Tent Sandals unable to make an impression on him on that previous lap as we watch Karma go for the lead of the race now. Mexico belongs to, I was going to say the Red Bull, but PRL Saint immediately snatches it back. That opens the door for Grimmy. Oh, and he's gone off. PRL Saint, he's spun it, gathers it up, goes from first to fourth in the matter of 360 degrees. Does he have damage? Oh, it's always hard to tell. And we got a safety car. Oh, and there we see why. The AlphaTauri of Scotty. Oh, Scotty and the Walls becoming too good of friends in recent times. That is a shame. Bollard down in the stadium section. Now, does PRL Saint does he have to box here for damage repairs? Well, they're going to box anyway. We'll see if he needs a new front wing. There's going to be action aplenty now in the pits. Man all stations. No damage repairs, so that's good news for the Mercedes driver. Obviously saves you a few seconds in the pits, not having to replace that nose cone. One man who doesn't pit. Championship leader, Will. 9-2-1. Stays out. He'll hold the lead. And that'll be why. Started the race on the medium tyres. Now, this could be interesting. Which way is this going to flip the race? It either brings Will back to the field as he goes in the opposite direction of the leaders who all pitted for new tyres. Or new medium tyres, we should mention. PRL Saints picked up a penalty of 3 seconds. So does it bring Will back to the pack, or does it bring him further away later in the race? Time will tell. Interesting this. He's hardly put a foot wrong this year, the Ferrari driver. So you'd have to almost back him in. You'd have to back him in to have been making the right decision. Or another way to look at it, he's just one step closer to making a wrong decision. Find out we're a quarter of the way through the race. 36 laps, half race distance set out for us today here in Mexico. Always love coming to Mexico. The crowds are fantastic. Brilliant, beautiful bunch of people. As the field goes past them down the start-finish straight for a bit of a demonstration lap. Fans lining the grandstands, the pits, the concourse area. Great to see. So we're going to get at least one more lap behind the safety car. I would like to hope this is it, as the back of the pack there, the likes of Snickers, Bud Miller and Banana Cake in 12th, 13th and 14th respectively. Back up to the back of the pack. Okay, I'm going to come back onto the audio here. I'm just going to probably talk to Gavin Arnold direct. I've just tried one more thing. Can you tell me if the audio is any better, please? Otherwise, I am out of ideas. I'm sorry, my friend. As a safety car comes in, Gavin Arnold, you can give me a sound rating, a rating out of 10, please, as the Ferrari streaks away. And we got the second Ferrari of Ritz Grimmy immediately dueling with its Karma, who's going to try up the inside. Does not. 10 Sandals gets pushed well wide. Got a real wobbler on going into the corner. Has to try and keep the McLaren back there. My name is Jeff in 7th. Closing in on the back of Deputy Dildog, so the pack really bunching up. Here we go, 2 Ferraris. Line astern showing us pretty much the championship standings. First, second and third in the championship. Same positions in the race. Can Grimmy do something about... We've got a yellow flag back there already. Who's become a cropper? I'd say it was Deputy Dildog. I'm going to have a guess. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'll leave the guesses out of it for now. So Grimmy within half a second of his teammate. Still no DRS at this point of the race, so I don't think he's going to close in on his teammate through into turn 1. Oh, he got pretty close. He's very close, actually. He is going to do it. Try it up the inside. I think just a little tentative. Had to pull out, but his tyres certainly working much better than those of his counterpart with 11-lap-old mediums, refusing to come in under the safety car. Grimmy Knight. Oh, look at Karma and PRL Saint. With 10 Sandals there to boot. They are really close to each other. So through the fast middle section, turns 7 to 10, or 7 to 11, they go. Grimmy drops off the back. This is interesting. Oh, and gets a 3-second time penalty. Ah, oh, that's as good as a disaster for the Ferrari driver. Just one of the worst laps he's had in the entire season. Dropped out of DRS zone. Picked up a 3-second time penalty. Is it about to get worse? Does DRS come into play? I suppose not yet down this start-finish straight. They haven't had access to a DRS enable zone yet. Karma keeps PRL Saint out for now. Went very tight over that second corner. Might earn him a warning from the stewards. PRL Saint's got his penalty as well. Goes really wide now, Karma. He's really pushing his luck. Yes, Grimmy struggling in the dirty air, as advised to us by Gavin Arnold. Not surprising, as we were advised, he was having some setup issues early on in the piece. So here we go. We're going to go down the start-finish straight now for the first time since the safety car with DRS. And I say he dropped back so far on the prior lap. It's Grimmy, and just like that, he's made up the places once more with DRS. I would think this time he should get close enough and should be able... Oh, did they touch? Oh, the 2 Ferraris. Can't believe it. Round the first corner, Will goes past him. Grimmy now leads. Oh, that was a hairy moment down the start-finish straight. Karma still there in 3rd. PRL Saint still in 4th, but he's got 10 Sandals now right on his tail. Keeps him out heading into turn 4. My goodness, my heart stopped for a moment there. I thought the two Ferraris were about to do each other in. So Will, now I got a yellow flag. Jeff's gone. Jeff's gone. Where's that Williams gone? We're trying to pick him up here. There he is. Alpine, sorry. Blue car. A blue car. And that's going to be another safety car. I would have... Does Will pit this time? Surely he pits this time. Does not. No, he does not. I say surely. What would I know? He's the man in charge. He's leading the championship for a reason. Further down the field, though, the couple of McLarens will come in. That's not going to be good news for Deputy Dilldog as far as double stacking is concerned. Although I don't think that's really going to... That's only going to lose him one position, I guess, possibly to Banana Cake Pie. Let's go down to Gavin Arnold in the pits. He was under the impression Will was going to pit as well. Yes, so was I. I'm not... I find it hard to bring myself to, I guess you could say, argue with the decision made by Will. As like I said, he's hardly put a foot wrong all season. You know, he's run pretty much... Well, besides the races he missed, you know, essentially there's 13 rounds next to his name without an error. And that's why I don't want to bring myself to question what he's doing. But I thought with 14 lap bold mediums, yes, I thought he would pit as well. Has not. Stayed out. I guess there's 2 stops to be made in this race. We've still got 21 laps to go. It is a shortish lap, so you can get a fair bit out of those mediums. Will under the impression track position is king here at the moment. We'll find out how that works for him. And look, at the end of the day, I suppose another factor to throw into the mix is that Will doesn't have to win necessarily. Doesn't need to brain the field, doesn't need to win by 30 seconds. He does have a 55-point lead going into this round and the finale next week if needs be. It's only 30 points for a win, 31 with the fastest lap. Could just be playing it sensibly, safely, doing what he needs to. In saying that, again, I thought if you'd just play it safely, you'd probably just, knowing you've got that speed, you probably would have just copied the leaders in the first round of pit stops, boxed when they did. But of course, he started on the medium tyres, and the rest started on the soft, so they were probably pretty more keen to get rid of their tyres than Will was. But that's the beauty of the sport. So many factors to take into consideration, and these guys do it so well. I don't play this game much myself, and when I do, I know when I've suddenly got to make a split-second decision on a safety car or whatnot, I always get it wrong. And when I say get it wrong, that's just me nicely saying I F it up. The safety car is too slow. Here we go. Well, Grimmy, the safety car is out of the way. Now for you, my friend. Time to open up that lead if you can. Shouldn't be an issue given your tyres are 9 laps younger than the man on screen. Will 92's dealing with karma. He's keeping an eye on PRL Saints. Top 4, top 5, barely changing throughout the race. We haven't kept much of an eye on PRL Aussie down there in 6th. Look like they're going to file through turn 4 at the moment. No, Twitch Liddy's going to have something to say about Buster. They're still side by side through the double right-hander. Not going to get side by side through the next bunch of corners, fellas. Someone needs to take the lead. Buster goes through. Twitch Liddy still back there in 8th, but holding a bit of a better line that should keep him a little closer to the Aston Martin as they come out. Buster held some pretty good speed there through on exit, though. Did well. Banana Cake Pie harassing Snickers Bud. Really close to the McLaren. Just to get out of it a little bit. Don't want to damage that front wing. No DRS at the moment, but I don't think Banana Cake Pie is going to need. He's already side by side with the McLaren as we ride down the start-finish straight. Eyeballing his opponent here. 9th and 10th go side by side down the start-finish straight. Here comes the next McLaren. 3 abreast down into turn 1. How good's this? And the Alfa Romeo sticks his nose out in front and takes it off the 2 Maccas for now, at least. That battle won't be over anytime soon, that's for sure. Here comes Deputy Dilldog back for another piece of the action outside of the Alfa Romeo driver. This time holds it through there, and I think he's going to stick that. Oh, look at this. It's handbagged at 50 kilometres an hour almost. The Alfa Romeo driver takes it back. Oh, classic duel this. That's good to watch. Great racing. Good all-round work from the drivers. Nothing dirty about it. That's what you want to see. Wheel-to-wheel racing without the BS. Here comes Deputy Dilldog once more. Can he find a way through as they enter into turn 12, into the stadium section? Cannot. This time, and up ahead, while we're watching the battle for 9th, battle for 2nd went to Karma this time. I think PRL Saint's about to chime in and try and take a piece of the action. Well, all of a sudden, that Mercedes that was looking good through the high-speed corners earlier, now lacking a bit of something. Maybe turn 4 is where it's going to happen. Still no DRS. Saving Will at the moment. Mercedes looking pretty much glued to the back of the Ferrari. Through the fast corners now. Love this section. Love this section of the track. Love this section of the calendar. Look how close Tent Sandals is now up behind the Mercedes. Getting a better line, better run through as they come into the last corner now. How close can he keep that Alfa Romeo tucked behind the Mercedes of PRL Saint? Will it be close enough? 3/10 gap, DRS enabled. That should be enough to slingshot him past PRL Saint. For now, I don't think the Mercedes driver's going to let it go that easy. Still got a 3-second time penalty up his... Oh, actually, I correct myself. That's 6 seconds worth for PRL Saint. Did pick up another one in the meantime. And also in the meantime, Karma closing in on the back of our race leader. It's Grimmy, again with a 3-second time penalty of his own. Gavin Arnold's got the comms back. I hope that was just you, mate, because there's been quite a few... It's been quite a good race to call. Plenty happening. You see back in 4th spot, Tent Sandals is going to be the next man to try and harass Will 92. Tent Sandals in the last few rounds has moved his way up into 5th in the championship and just needs a points finish basically to or not just basically, but needs about 7 points to go past Scotty in the championship, who we saw DNF earlier in the piece. And goes past Will. So PRL Saint, they're lining up to get past Miller down there as comes into the pits from 13. They're lining up to get past the championship leader now. PRL Saint next in line, really close, and PRL Aussie not far behind. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Buster's binned it. I think Buster, we're going to have to go with Miller if we're going to try and catch this. We jump on board, but Buster's binned it out of turn 10. Do we get another safety car here? I'd say Will would be hoping very much so on those 21 lap old mediums. There's the Aston chopped up in the middle of the track. Do we get a safety car though? Looks like play on at this stage. Well, that's quite something. I don't think that's what Will wanted to see. So back up front, Grimmy holds the lead. Just very narrowly from Karma in second. Tent Sandals right there in third as well. What an interesting race this has been so far. We got 14 and a bit laps to go. And Grimmy also with a 3-second time penalty to deal with. Oh, and PRL Saint gets another time penalty. Well, that's a shame and a half. Will's come in now. Will's finally boxed to shed those 22 lap old mediums. Boy, did he put in a stint on those. Short lap though, remember. Oh, here goes Karma. We're on board with Karma as he's going for the lead. Right up behind the Ferrari, who gets it all wrong, coming through out of turn 5. Turn 6, it's double right-hander. Now through the fast section they go. The Ferrari really under pressure. Into the stadium at the end of lap 23 of 36. Now this could be pretty interesting this time round. At the start of lap 20. Oh, and I think that thought just got ruined by Karma coming into the pits. He's going to get rid of those mediums. So his two-stop strategy coming into effect. Let's see where he comes out. Let's see where he comes out compared to Will, who's been scooting around there on new softs. He's just coming around the last corner now is Will. He's going to easily go past that Red Bull. There goes the Ferrari flashing through in the foreground. Gets past. So that sort of tells you immediately. Remember, Karma's just done his second stop. Will's one stop really helped out by the two safety cars. So the patience shown when we were questioning should he have pitted on the first and or second safety cars. It appears that patience is really going to pay off now. Oh, and straight away, Karma gets a time penalty. 3 seconds up his sleeve. So this is very interesting indeed. They're all picking up penalties. Bar 4, Twitch Liddy in 8th, and Will in 10th. Miller down there in 12th and last hasn't picked up one of his own. But he's 25 seconds adrift of 11th place, and just like that, bam, Will sets fastest lap of the race. You'd think PRL Saints' chances of winning are all... Oh, there's a McLaren off. Who is it? It's Deputy Dilldog's on the grass, mowing some lawns down there just on the exit of turn 2. Picks it up, gets going once more. He'll continue on in 11th. Here come the guys through Sector 2 into turn 12. Entering the stadium once more on lap 25 of 36. So we've got these guys going through the final corner, and they will cross the start-finish line, and we will have 11 laps remaining of the Mexican Grand Prix. If you've just joined us, you are tuned in to the PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Championship. This is the penultimate round. That man down in 7th, Will, 921. Leading the way in the championship. He only needs to finish ahead of It's Grimmy, who we're watching on screen in first. Only needs to finish ahead of him by 5 points or more to secure the championship. Even in a tie, Will would take it down on count back. 6 wins this season so far from the 13 races completed already. He'd miss a couple of races throughout the season, but ever consistently. Here's 10 Sandals in second now, challenging for the lead from It's Grimmy, both with 3 seconds worth of time penalties needing to be served. Are they planning on taking these mediums all the way to the end? Maybe Gavin Arnold can let us know. Is Grimmy planning on taking those mediums right to the end, Gavin? 10 Sandals, 2 tenths adrift. Look at him all over the back of the Ferrari as they enter the stadium section. And goes round the outside just before the final corner. That's an interesting place to get it done, but he has. And we have an Alfa Romeo in the lead of the race with PRL Aussie looking to pick up the scraps. Does It's Grimmy have something to say about that lead spot though? Oh, he certainly does. Way up the inside. Too much top speed in that Ferrari. Pings it back. Gavin Arnold reporting to us the grip is poor, so looks like there's going to be another pit stop imminent for these front runners. And I tell you what, is that going to play right into the hands of Will? Gavin Arnold, how long are we expecting those soft tyres to last before they really start to drop off? Ah, yes, handy place, that DRS detection zone. Did the Grim just sneakily let Tent Sandals through on that prior lap just so he could chip him back right down the start-finish straight? Good point, good observation. Here they go once more. It's the Alfa Romeo's turn this time to play around with the DRS. He's going to do it right round the outside this time. Look how powerful the benefits of it are. Ferrari's got a better line though through the chicane. And he's going to latch right on to the back. Without DRS though, Tent Sandals still gets it down to the next corner. That's where it doesn't pay off. Now he needs to stick with the Alfa Romeo driver for the duration of the lap. Got to stay within 1 second of the car in front if you're to pick up DRS through the DRS detection zone. PRL Aussie right there, still in third place, and picks up another penalty. So he's got 9 seconds worth. Everyone picking up the penalties except the man in the lead of the championship. Will just going cleanly about his business. And here we go once more. So the Ferrari flicks the rear wing open, closes in on the Alfa Romeo driver. Will he sneak back through? I think he's looking pretty good for it. And he does. So it'll be interesting to see if third place PRL Aussie can sort of break the stranglehold on this little duel for first place. It's Grimmy and Tent Sandals going tit for tat. Whilst they pass each other with the benefits of DRS, that Red Bull just unable to get close enough to do anything about it. Oh, we've got a safety car. Oh, this will turn this race on its head now. We know these first few need to pit for new tyres. Now, they've just gone past the pits, down the start-finish straight. Will that be enough, though? Oh, they needed that safety car just a few corners earlier, I reckon. Who's binned it? It's PRL Saint. Didn't want to serve his penalties, so crashed his way out of the race instead, did he? No, not being serious, of course. Where's he gone off, the Mercedes driver? Hard to see, I'd say. Yeah, it was through, I think it was around turn 10, turn 11. So now, this is going to be good for the lead guys. They need to pit. Will, with the 7-lap-old softs, I'm going to assume has to copy. He just wouldn't be able to survive in the lead on those tyres. And the other factor to take into consideration, the penalties. Will, no penalties, should come out in front of that lot. They should hold their spot, I think, against Banana Cake Pie, if my calculations are right. Here they come, streaming into the pits, or to shed their old tyres. There's Grimmy, PRL Aussie in the background. Now Will, just behind, does the same, so they're all going to be on the fresh softs. No penalties served, though. Can't do that under safety car, I don't believe. Someone might want to check me on that. if that's the case, you can probably count out PRL Aussie. 9 seconds worth of penalties. That's going to hurt him. PRL Saint joins us in the comments following his untimely demise. Thanks for the entertainment early on in the piece, mate. There was some great dueling going on at the front of the pack. Maybe share with us your predictions. Who do you think's gonna take this one out? If you're the likes of Grimmy and Tent Sandals, you really want PRL Aussie to keep Will behind as far as you can, as far as he can. There's going to be no DRS for the first few laps. Actually, depending on when the safety car comes in, we might not have DRS at all for the remainder of this race. So here we go, folks. The PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Championship could be decided in Will's favour in the next 3 laps. Look at him on the burst already, straight up alongside the Red Bull. Oh, he got a great jump there. That's fantastic to watch. Straight up the inside. Remember, no DRS available at this point. The Ferrari, oh, he gets chopped out though. Got a bit too cautious on the brakes. Maybe the tyre's too cold. Banana Cake Pie there right behind him. Doesn't need to do anything silly though to compromise his championship. As it stands, here he goes through turn 4. Grimmy still in front with penalties. Tent Sandals 3-second time penalty. PRL Aussie just in front of the Ferrari. 9 seconds worth. As they go streaming through, this is always precarious through these corners on cold tyres. But they managed to all get through safely as they enter the grandstand section. On the start finish straight they go once more. The penultimate lap. Will sizing up the Red Bull, cuts to the inside, goes alongside and takes the spot this time. into turns 1 and 2, gets it done. Cake Pie adds 3 seconds worth of penalties to his time. Will really going for it. I mean, as I keep saying, doesn't need to do anything too risky. Looking like he's going to bag this championship if he can just hold this spot. Grimmy doing a good job out in front, but oh, we're going to get DRS, are we, for the last lap? Fastest lap there from Will. The Ferrari driver now on the last lap and 1 step closer to clinching the championship with 1 round to spare. Grimmy out in front, along with Tent Sandals in second, but they both got the 3-second time penalties regardless of that. Will just needs to finish here in third, and he's got the title wrapped up. Through turns 4 and 5 now. Oh, the Red Bull goes wide. PRL Aussie well out of shape back there. Lap 36 of 36. Ferrari driver, I don't think he's going to do anything too aggressive from here. I'd say even with 9 seconds worth of penalties up PRL's Aussie's sleeve, he'd be willing to give that position away. But he'll certainly have one thought in the back of his mind, finishing on the podium to take out the championship. And he's looking good to add a 3rd place to his tally of 6 wins for the season. And Will, 9-2-1 after the penalties, takes the top spot on the podium and takes the top spot in the championship. The PlayStation Pacific Open Series Tier 1 Season 6 championship goes to Will. 9-2-1 in the Ferrari. He's been the most consistent, most impressive driver throughout the season. A well-deserved victory and championship going to the Ferrari driver. Magnificent effort. And although we still have 1 race to go, it's certainly worth giving a shout out to It's Grimmy, who pushed him all the way with his consistent string of finishes throughout the season. There he is, and driver of the day to boot. Deserves nothing less. He played it cool, he played it calm at the start with the 2 safety cars after bombing out of qualifying in last place. Kept his head, just played his strategy, didn't worry about what anyone else was doing. And as a result, clinches the championship. And the pressure's off as we head to Abu Dhabi next week for the last race. There's your standings. Will 9-1 from his teammate It's Grimmy. Tent Sandals there in the Alfa Romeo again, completing this consistent string of results in recent races. Karma in 4th, always there or thereabouts. Scotty misses out this time, so Tent Sandals will move up to 4th in the championship. Twitch Liddy there in 5th, PRL Aussie 6th. Snickers Bud the lead, McLaren in 7th, and Keek on the lead, Williams in 8th. That'll be all we have time for. Championship is now done and dusted, but please join us for what will be a very good race in next week in Abu Dhabi. I have little doubt should be a nail-biting fight. Until next time, thanks for joining us. It is bye for now.